Natigelo, welcome to my YouTube channel. I think one of the things that Gininda regrets doing right now is the gold tooth picture. Oh, he regrets doing that right now because Umnube has him by them balls when it comes to that picture situation. Because the way Umnube explains it, OMG, Gininda, my guy, let it go. Oh, please let it go, sir. Let it go. Because, Sana, it's embarrassing to say the least. All you need to do is to let it go. That is all I can tell you. Let it go. Because Umnube remembers everything, guys. His memory is that of an elephant. He remembers details. And I think he doesn't remember certain things here and there, but mostly he has details. When things are pertaining to his name, oh, Sana, he remembers. So, Mncube shuts down the state, the gold tooth moment that left the room silent. Now, there was a photograph that was brought, according to Mncube, it was brought 20 June last year, which is 2025. And he says, where was this picture all this time? He says, by the way, Ukininda brought a picture here, and that was my brother who is darker than me. My mother had seven, I don't know, he said 7 kids or 6 kids, and two of them are dark skinned. The rest of us are very light in complexion. And my brother that I come after is the one that was put here. And yes, he had a gold tooth. And Ukininda said that was me. And he was definitely sure that was me. And it was not me, it was my brother because he is dark and I'm not dark. That is what Mncube said. And now there was an exercise that was done last year. And in that exercise that was done last year, was it last year? Yes. Where Mabasa was here, when he brought this so-called picture of Mncube having a gold tooth. So there was an exercise of pictures being taken and everything. And in the midst of it all, there was a moment whereby Sibanda changed the pictures. Didn't Mncube fetch Sibanda like nobody's business when it comes to that? Reminded him when Usibanda changed that picture because he wanted that gold tooth to be on the right, whereas it was on the left. Do you remember that exercise that was done last year here? Mncube fetched the guy from pillar to post. He sat there, did nothing, asked no questions, denied nothing, sat there. But the one thing that I think they are regretting now is exactly what unfolded inside the Pretoria High Court. When Mthobisi Mncube returned to the witness stand, the courtroom wasn't arguing about DNA, it wasn't arguing about fingerprints, it wasn't even arguing about cell phone towers. Instead, everyone became fixated on one question: did Mthobisi Mncube really had a gold tooth? And what happened next may have completely changed how the court looks at the piece of evidence. Now, stay until the end because this exchange exposed why a single photograph can either strengthen or weaken an entire prosecution case. Now, and I thought we've dealt with situations that are similar to this one, because there was a situation of the DNA. It needed Umnisi to actually address the state in a certain way for them to stop. And Richard Rota was like, yeah, that's it. No, that's it. He accepted now. So is state have been doing a back and forth within Dabaye DNA as if there's a 2% that is going to say you were present at a certain space. Umnisi dealt with that. Now comes again the gold tooth situation. Umncube even requested to Judge Rota to take him for the tooth examination to a dentist, and the dentist brought a report that was read there, which says Mncube never had a gold tooth. Sibanda again, just like he was doing with the DNA report. Now Sibanda wanted again to do a back and forth when it comes to this report, claiming that it's not saying Mncube never had a gold tooth. Sir, you are making us doubt your doctorate because at this point, how did you become a holder of a PhD, but the things that you do are questionable? When you thought you have seen things here or you've settled certain issues here, something else will come up. I tell you, something else will come up because right now Sibanda wants to argue that there is nothing in that report. I don't know how he is reading it. Honestly, I don't know how he is reading it. So, and what happened next may have completely changed how the court look at this piece of evidence, right? Now, the state theory, the prosecution has relied on a photograph recovered from Mncube's cell phone. According to the state, the image appears to show Mncube with dreadlocks, facial hair, and what they argued looks like a gold tooth. Why is that important? Because some eyewitnesses described one of the alleged intruders as having a gold tooth. If the photograph truly reflected Mncube's appearance at the relevant time, the state argued it could support its broader identification case. On paper, that sounds straightforward, right? But court is not about assumptions. Court is about proof, and that's where everything changed. You would remember that day, Ramsipillet said something to me and said, by the way, initially it was Ndanzi that was said to have a gold tooth, to an extent that Gininda's team took Ndanzi to a dentist to go and check if he had ever had a gold tooth. And Ndanzi told us about an account in a boardroom where they strip him off naked and checking that if he has tattoos. Right now, when it comes to Mncube, they're not talking about tattoos at all. Okay, sharp. Now, Mncube refuses to back down. During his evidence in chief, Advocate Sibanda challenged Mncube on the photograph. The goal was clear. If Mncube accepted that he had a permanent gold tooth, the prosecution could argue that the photograph supported the eyewitness descriptions. Instead, Mncube calmly rejected that conclusion. He maintained that the prosecution was interpreting the image in a way he disputed. He did not simply say yes or no. He challenged the very assumption behind the question. That shifted the courtroom discussion from what the picture seemed to show to what the state could actually prove. Mnisi then struck back. Then Advocate Charles Mnisi took over from that situation of the tooth. This is where experienced trial lawyers often repair any damage caused during anything. But Mnisi didn't merely repeat earlier questions. He carefully brought the court back to the photograph itself. He focused on how the image should be interpreted and reminded the court that appearance alone does not establish identity. Instead of allowing the photograph to stand on its own, Mnisi placed it with the wider evidential picture. The message was simple. A photograph can raise questions. It cannot answer them by itself. Now the gold tooth becomes the battlefield. Then came the issue that has fascinated courtroom observers. The defense pointed to the dental examination discussed in court. According to the defense interpretation of that report, there was no confirmation that Mncube had a permanent gold tooth ever. That immediately raised another question. If there was no confirmed permanent gold tooth, what exactly was visible in the photograph? Was it lightning, a reflection, temporal dental work, or was the prosecution reading more into the image than it could prove? Those questions became central to the debate. Now, Sibanda's moment. As the exchange continued, observers noted that Sibanda did not immediately introduce fresh evidence to contradict Mncube's explanation during the line of questioning. That created a noticeable courtroom pause. Legally, silence does not amount to a to a consension. A prosecutor is not required to respond instantly to every answer, and the court will ultimately weigh all the evidence together. But from a courtroom dynamics perspective, it was a moment that many viewed as significant. For the defense, it reinforced the argument that the photograph alone could not conclusively establish what the state claimed it showed. And now, the one thing that is left when it comes to that is that how did that gold get into that teeth of Mncube to begin with? It needs to make sense and it needs to be established. Who did that? Because Mugai never had a gold tooth. And that same picture, it never had a gold before. Why now? Do you understand? Why now? Why it matters this moment. This case has never turned on one photograph. It involves cell phone evidence, witness testimony, forensic evidence, statements, and competing interpretations of each. Yet the gold tooth became symbolic of a much larger issue. Can the court safely move from it? Appears to it is proven. That is the question every criminal court must answer, because criminal convictions are not based on possibilities. They are based on proof beyond reasonable doubt. Now, if Ncube never had a gold tooth, Geninda needs to explain where is it coming from. Okay. Now, this exchange also demonstrated the different strategies used by both sides. The prosecution seeks to build a chain by connecting multiple pieces of builded circumstantial evidence or concocted circumstantial evidence, whereas the defense worked to test every link in that chain. If enough links become uncertain, the defense argues that the overall case is weakened. That is exactly what played out during the exchange of the so-called gold tooth moment. So one side said the photograph supported the identification. The other side said the photograph proved far less than the state suggested. And also there is no proof of the so-called gold tooth. Now, another challenge that I think they should also have, Abos Banda, is that what happens when someone is brought and says, I don't know him with gold tooth? Just like Uma Kimbi said, I don't know this man with gold tooth. Then what happens? But one thing is undeniable, though. It is going to be hard for the state when it comes to arguments, and this case is becoming harder every day. Whether the court ultimately accepts the state's interpretation or the defense's explanation remains a matter for the judge to decide after considering all the evidence. But we cannot deny that for several moments inside that courtroom, the debate was no longer about what everyone could see. It was about what anyone could actually prove. And in criminal law, that difference can decide everything. Now, can they prove that Ncube had a gold tooth? He even went as far as saying that I'm available 24/7. You can come anytime. I'm incarcerated. Come and fetch me. Do your own opinions. Take me to your own dentist. I want to see something. Now, if you've been following this case, you would know that it gets trickier every day. Thank you so much. Please do not forget to like, to share, to comment, and most importantly, please make sure you are subscribed on the channel. I'll see you on our next video. Bye-bye.